Utah voters went to the polls and passed an anti-gerrymandering law, but the legislature repealed it. And then lawmakers spent nearly $2 million of your money in court defending that decision. In 2018, Utah voters passed Proposition 4. That's an anti-gerrymandering initiative that created an independent redistricting commission and banned partisan gerrymandering. 2 years later, the Republican-controlled legislature repealed the law. But in 2022, a coalition of good government groups and voters sued, arguing the repeal violated the Utah Constitution. Now, instead of using the state's own attorneys from the Attorney General's office or the Office of Legislative Research and General Counsel, the ones taxpayers are already paying for, lawmakers hired Consovoy McCarthy. That's a boutique law firm from Washington, D.C. And those attorneys are billing between $595 and $700 per hour. I filed a records request and got all of the invoices. Since 2023, the tab for Utah taxpayers in this lawsuit has topped $1.86 million. In August of 2025, Judge Diana Gibson issued a sweeping ruling finding that the legislature had overstepped its constitutional authority when it repealed Prop 4. She struck down the congressional map lawmakers passed in 2021, and that's when the bills exploded. The invoice for October 2025 was for $587,000. That included $353,000 for legal work and nearly $250,000 for expenses related to a late October hearing over replacement maps. The firm used 3 expert witnesses during that hearing. One of them, a political analyst named Sean Trendy, was hired the day after Gibson's ruling. Between August 26th and October 27th, he logged 264 hours at $500 an hour. He also expensed a 4-night stay during the hearing at the Grand America Hotel in Salt Lake City that came to $2,518.88. All of that was billed to Utah taxpayers. Now, Judge Gibson rejected the legislature's replacement map and instead adopted one from the plaintiffs in the case that created a Democratic-leaning district in Salt Lake County, and lawmakers tried everything to stop it. They held a special session to push back filing deadlines. They appealed to the Utah Supreme Court, but in February of this year, the Utah Supreme Court dismissed their appeals, and the case and the legal bills are still ongoing. So to recap, Utah voters passed an anti-gerrymandering law. Lawmakers repealed it. Voters sued, and the legislature spent $1.86 million of taxpayer money fighting that lawsuit. And they've lost at nearly every turn. You can find the full breakdown on this story at my website, utahpolitics.news.